Participated in a national government public participation forum on the budget before?
No.
Yes. Several, like about 5 to 10 times. Neither satisfied nor dissatisfied.
Why do you say that?
Because it is 50-50. Sometimes you propose some things for them during the forums, and then when it goes up there, it is not considered, yet you feel that there are important things in the society.
At least there is health sector, educational sector, agricultural sector, I think security. There is also environment, sports, mining, and interior planning.
At least I know of agriculture, defense, education, infrastructure, security, health, tourism, water, and mining. I'll give agriculture 9%. That is depending on the 100% threshold. Then I'll give defense 10%. Then I'll give infrastructure 25%. Then I'll give education 15%. Then I'll give health 10%. Tourism 5%, transport 15%, then water 6%.
At least I would give health 15%, education I would give it 10%, agriculture 20%, sports 8%, international something affairs 3%, national security and intelligence 15%, environment 10%, trade and social services 5%, interior planning 7%, and mining 7%. I think the most important thing, we should be sensitized first, that we may know how these allocations are done and the reason why each sector is given the allocation. Yeah.
I would wish to know what is the total revenue collected by the national government every year, and I would also wish to know in the past 5 years. I would also wish to know what is the revenue allocation strategies that the government use to do the budget. I would also wish to know what informs the budget making process. Then I would also wish to know who are the main players in the government making process, apart from the common wananchi and the forums and all that. Do we have any international involvement and all that? And also wish to know what informs borrowing in order to supplement the budgets that we have.
Ile forum tunafanya Nakuru leo ni moja kati ya kadhaa ambazo tumekuwa tukifanya katika kaunti tofauti. Tulifanya moja Nairobi April, tulifanya moja Mombasa, tulifanya moja Isiolo wiki hii, na sasa tumefika Nakuru. Na kwa sababu ya kufanya hizi forum ni kwa sababu tunataka tuweze kuambia National Treasury, Ministry of Finance na pia Parliament ambazo zinashughulika na mambo ya kutengeneza bajeti ya kitaifa. Number 1, ni muhimu kufanya public participation wakati mnatengeneza national budget. Jambo la pili ni kuonesha kwamba public participation ambayo imekuwa, kwa sababu kuna kidogo imekuwa ikifanyika, lakini sana sana Nairobi ni kwamba vile tunafanya public participation ya national budget can actually be improved, and here is what the people in these different counties think about how that process can improve. So leo tutakuwa na nafasi ya kusoma sekta za national government zinakaa aina gani, zinakaa namna gani, na jambo la pili, na hiyo ndio decision ambayo mtakuwa mnafanya leo, ni pesa ngapi zinatakiwa kupatiwa kwa kila sekta. Kwa hivyo leo itakuwa discussion sana kati yetu, more than me facilitating and dictating what you should say. Nafikiria ni muhimu kwanza tujiulize budget process huwa inakaa vipi. Bajeti ya kitaifa ina sehemu 4 tofauti. Sehemu ya kwanza ni mahali tunaandaa bajeti. So ukiangalia hiyo section ambayo ni blue, that is where we are formulating the budget. When we are formulating the budget, we are planning, so we are making plans. At the same time, we are highlighting our priorities. What priorities do we want to fund as a country? The sector discussion ambayo tutakuwa tunazungumzia leo pia inafanyika katika sehemu hiyo. Kwa sababu wakati tunazungumzia kutengeneza budget ya sekta, ni kumaanisha tunafikiria hii sekta inatakiwa kutoa huduma gani, hii sekta inapanga kufanya miradi ipi, na inahitaji pesa ngapi kuhakikisha mambo hayo yote yanafanyika. How much money do we want to give to each sector? That's a very critical decision. Hata ukiniuliza, nafikiria ndio decision muhimu zaidi ambayo inafanywa katika serikali. Ukiangalia kwa hiyo section ya blue, hapa juu utaona mahali pameandikwa February 15th. Fuata tu, utaona mahali imefika February 15th. February 15th, there is a very important document that is tabled in the National Assembly. Inaitwa Budget Policy Statement. Hiyo Budget Policy Statement, umuhimu wake ni mambo mawili. Jambo la kwanza, hiyo ndio inaamua bajeti yetu mzima itakuwa inatoshana aje. Will it be 2.6 trillion? Will it be 1 trillion? We make that decision in February. Jambo la pili la muhimu katika hiyo document ni kwamba kila sekta itapata pesa ngapi. That decision is also made through that document. So the discussion we shall be having today is what is our view kama watu wa Nakuru leo about how much money should go to each of these sectors. The big question is, what is the best way to learn about these sectors between now and 1 p.m. I want to hear that from you, because you will tell me what is the best way you feel of approaching it. Mesikia maoni kadhaa. Yes, Johnson.
Yes, I think we have a bit of an extra minute.
Yes.
We go through individually, then we come to groups so that you can have something.
Okay. Okay, so Johnson's suggestion is actually a good one. So you read individually for a couple of minutes, you flip through the pages together alone for a couple of minutes, and then the rest of the 50 minutes mukue kwa groups.
Yeah.
Is that a suggestion? That's one suggestion. Anyone else with a different suggestion? Dear.
I think that it was summary.
Yes.
And I think you understand all the sectors. Why can't you give us a summary of all the sectors? Then we discuss later after knowing. Kwa sababu tukisema kusome, nitachukua nisome, sitaelewa. Why don't
The reason why mom sitaki kufanya summary ni kwa sababu nikifanya summary ni kumaanisha ile discussion ambayo mtakuwa nayo afternoon ni kulingana na chenye nilisema. Mtasikiza summary yangu, hata muandike notes. Ikifika afternoon, watu wakitoa majembe ama wakitoa ni watakuwa kulingana na summary ya nani? Which will be very unfair to all of you. Yes.
Now, I think ulikuwa umetueleza hapo awali ya kwamba sisi sote tumetoka sehemu mbalimbali na ambapo tunawakilisha sekta tofauti. Kama ni elimu, tuna wale ambao wanahusika. Kama ni daktari, wanahusika na afya, wakulima hivyo. Nafikiri tuna vikundi hivyo. Na ingekuwa ni vizuri kama ni mwalimu kama mimi niangalie education sector. Kuna hawa madaktari waangalie kule. Kuna wao wengine ambao wamewakilishwa pia, na nafikiri tukifanya hivyo moja ile imesalia tunakuja tunagawa, nafikiri tutapata.
So are you in agreement with his suggestion that first of all we start with our interest sectors?
Yes.
After we are done with our interest sectors, tuone ni ngapi zimebaki. Zile ambazo zitabaki tugawane among the whole group so that at least we have an idea about the remaining sectors. Ndio afternoon wakati tutakuwa tunazungumza, at least tumeelewa kila sector huwa inafanya nini na labda inaweza hitaji nini, ndio miradi yake na huduma zake ziendelee kufanyika vizuri. Are we all in agreement with that? Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I also want to second. My opinion was like there are 10 sectors. Why can't we have 5 groups? Each group take 2.
Okay, that's even more specific to your point. Are we okay with that? We divide ourselves into 5 groups. Each group just looks at 2 sectors between now and lunchtime. Then the discussion in the afternoon has all the sectors, at least with views from the whole room. Let me do an election. I said I'm very democratic. How many of us agree with that suggestion?
5 groups.
How many disagree with that suggestion? Okay, so the ones who said yes have it.
I'm seeing that we talked about we want to understand. The purpose is to understand what normally happens under these MDAs. Wengine wetu watujui zingine, si ndio? Yeah, why don't we run through like the National Treasury? We try find out under general administration, what do you think they are doing in that, and then public finance management, what normally goes around that, so that when it comes to the allocations, we are able to compare the allocations versus what they are doing.
National Treasury, unaona, there are around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 program areas that have been listed here. One is general administration, planning, and the support services. I think that those are the recurrent. Those are the current expenditures. Then economic and financial policy formulation and management. Yeah? That could also be a component of budgeting. Market competition, hiyo sijui kitu.
I'm not very sure, but I think it involves issues of regulation in terms of regulation within the market, in terms of pricing.
The second MDA, State Department for Planning and Statistics. Of course, hapa ndio tuko na watu kama Kenya Bureau of Statistics. So, ile ingine iko hapa ni Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Trade. Foreign Relations and Diplomacy, kuajiri ambassadors, consulates. So we know what this means. This is the ministry that is responsible for branding Kenya. Yeah? Parliament na ni mbili. Kuna parliament na kuna senate. So national registration, representation and oversight, all those things.
Laws, formation and all that.
Judiciary. But in the parliament, there is also general administration, planning and support services. This has to do with salaries, the recurrent expenditures within parliament, support to retreats and the page marking meetings that our MPs do. Yeah, of course has to do with committees. We're talking about oversight, registration and oversight. This has to do with the affairs within committees. Kuna hii ya presidency. Na mnaona presidency ni kubwa. Yeah? Unaona hapa kuna cabinet affairs. Yeah? Hawa ni ma CS na ma PS.
Yeah, tukiendelea under devolution. So devolution, we know the Ministry of Devolution. So it talks about basically the administration, the staff, wale kwa ministry, and the operations behind the ministry. So when we move to Public Service Commission, I believe we know the PSC. Yeah, CRA, Commission of Revenue Allocation. CRA determines the amount of money that will go to counties. So Sarah Serem Commission, I know we are very much aware of that. So when we look at the control of budget, tunajua chenye anafanya. Do we understand what she does?
No.
One.
So, control and manage public finances. So, what the controller budget normally do? Number one, after the county assembly mepitisha zile budgets, ama even the national, is the one to authorize now the usage of that money and approve that now we are removing this money to be taken to this. Now you can start to use it. So secondly also, and monitor how the money is used, because the controller budget is supposed to produce quarterly reports on the implementation of per county, implementation reports. Now the final one, Commissions of Administration on Justice, Promotion of Administration Justice. This is the Ombudsman. Yes. Yeah, Ombudsman is the office now that is in charge of looking at the corruption issues within the government.
Now we are making the final decision. But it's going to be a final decision ambayo nataka bado tujadiliane na tukubaliane vile tutafanya hiyo final decision. Agriculture, rural and urban development. How much do you want to allocate to this one?
5.
Mwalimu amesema 5%. Why 5%?
Well, we want to increase food production.
Okay.
So that we don't have hunger in Kenya.
Mine is allocation of 6%.
6%, so just a percentage point above his, yes.
Kenya, the backbone of our economy is agriculture. And it should be looked into keenly and given enough funds, because every Kenyan in one way or another involves himself in agriculture. Meaning the government should look at this, all us should look at agriculture as the first thing in when allocating budget.
Kulingana na vile naona kila mtu anataka allocation ya agriculture iongezwe. Ile tofauti ambayo iko ni niongezwe na kiasi gani.
Ndio.
So now how do we decide this? So it is 3, 5, 6, 10, 20.
5. We do the mean. 5. We take 5.
How do we decide?
Add the total and divide.
We get the mean.
Someone who has a way to finish this.
Acclamation.
Acclamation.
No. We do the mean.
We do the mean.
Yeah, we do the mean.
46 divided by how many? By 5. So it's 9 point what?
That is 10%.
9 point, so it's 9. Okay, andika 9. The next sector is education. How much do we allocate to this sector and why?
Yes. As far as education is concerned, I may feel that an addition, according to the government proposal here, we need an addition for education sector. One, education sector has been with a lot of demonstration of teachers, they have enough salaries, the bursaries for our children. So this sector is a key sector when it comes to our common management. It should be allocated 25%.
25%.
Mine is also increasing from 20 to 25. Because we are talking of large classes that are unmanageable, which needs more teachers. Not forgetting that our population is growing. And so every year, if there is a sector that we will need a lot of money, is education. Because we are getting more children every year that are being added. Still, we have more schools that are being built. If we take all these things into consideration, they cannot be sustained by the same amount of allocated money.
Okay. So what do we go with and how do we decide this?
20.
We have
20%.
25, we have 20, we have 23.
20.
What do we go with?
20.
Someone is saying mean grade.
20.
Mpaka kuna ile ya 20 hapa au kumaliza kutumia hiyo pesa.
25.
You also free to vote.
20.
In case unajua options ni mingi, you want to vote. Okay. 20.
20.
Hata kuanguke kuna 20.
Hawa ni wangapi? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's 12. Haya, 25.
25.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 13, 23.
None.
Wilbur, that's 2,
4, 3.
3, 4. So which ones have won?
20.
25. Okay, health. How much should we allocate to health and why? Yes, Christine.
I think health should be increased for the same reason that agriculture should be increased. Because if a nation is healthy, then everybody is working towards the growth of the economy.
The percentages left at the federal government largely has been put to creative care. Meaning they want to focus on treating than preventing. We would want to suggest, we want to discuss a preventive care.
Okay.
In this case, other than the creative care, because the creative care creates a room for manufacturers who are very senior people in this
Pharmaceutical industry.
to manufacture medicine and damn, even substandard goods. To a health sector that has brought progress. So we would want to see, even if we have to increase the health sector a little bit, but it has to be on the preventive.
So basically what you're suggesting, if I get you right,
Yes.
is that what needs to happen is a movement in the money within the sector.
Within the sector.
Itoke kwa curative iende kwa preventive.
For preventive. That's what
Okay.
I'm saying.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you want to keep it at what
I
percentage?
retain it. Where it is? 4%.
4%.
At the government proposal one?
Yeah, that's
4%. Okay?
To say that we maintain 4%, bearing in mind there is a problem within the health sector,
We are being unfair.
we are not realistic. Anyway, the research has to be made and to have something we call indicator values, the critical factors, the verification of the sector, what it has done. So when we come to that, you will find that this sector needs to be increased the allocation.
So now how do we make the decision?
Maintain.
Because it seems no one is convincing the other one. Average.
Maintain.
Maintain is not how we make the decision. Maintain is a suggestion that was made. Do we vote or do we do an average?
We are saying what?
Average is 4.3. So it remains 4. Which sector do we go to next? National security. How much money do you suggest should be allocated to national security?
With them, they are using their money very well.
Okay.
Yes.
So you are okay with a slight increase?
Yes, I'm okay with
Well, this one seems to be one of those ones which will come to a consensus. Okay, 9. Okay. Which sector do you want to go next? Governance, justice, law and order. This is a very big sector. Haya, mnataka governance, justice, law and order ipatiwe pesa ngapi? What is your suggestion? Wabaki tu hapo.
That will allow them to absorb the remaining 10% wanaweka kwa budget.
Why do you think 11% will be good?
Their budget uptake is 90%. So if they retain the 11%, I think they will use the other percentage remaining there
Properly.
properly.
All right, so is the whole room in agreement that we keep justice, law and order, we give justice, law and order 11%? Yes. Well, I'm surprised that went that way. Which sector do we go to next? We are done with agriculture, education, health. Number 3. Energy, infrastructure, and ICT. How much do you want to allocate to this sector?
It should be reduced to 25% because if you look at their budget uptake, it is 64%. So why do they get so much and they can only spend 64% of what we get?
Right?
Wacha niseme ya kwamba kwa sababu sekta hii ni sekta ambayo inakuwa sana kwa kasi. Ukikuja kuelewa utakuta ya kwamba kuna uvumbuzi mwingi ambao unaendelea kufanyika, na ili tuweze kuharakisha ni vyema tuwape rasilimali ambayo itawasaidia kuwasukuma, tusije tena tukasalia kule nyuma tukaelezwa ya kwamba ilisimama kwa sababu fedha zilikuwa hapa. Kwa hivyo kwangu mimi wacha tuwaongeze. Lakini
unataka kuwapa ngapi?
Nikiwaongeza 2% kama 2.
Hakuna consensus hata kwa hii 25. Okay, how many are going with 25? Hey, okay, that seems like the majority, eh? Which sector do we go with next? Social protection, culture, and recreation.
Yes.
How much do you want to allocate to this?
I want 5%.
So you want to increase the sector's allocation to 5%? 5%?
Yes, because of even the number of PWDs and OBDs which is in place.
Okay. And more are being registered. I assume it's also about registration. Okay? Is everyone okay with 5%?
Yes. Okay.
Haya, 5%. Tumebaki na ngapi? 12. Haya, what is the next sector? Public administration and international relations. How much do you want to allocate to this? 5. Why 5? Remember, every time you make a suggestion, you have to support it. So public administration munataka kupatia ngapi? 10%. 10. Anyone else? Okay. Let's put 10, and now this is where the drama begins. Environment, protection, water, and natural resources. We have only 2% of the budget remaining. You want to give it 1-1? Kuna sekta mbili zimebaki ya general economic and commercial affairs. Aya, weka general economic 1%. Environment, protection, water, and natural resources. We only have 1% remaining to allocate. Aya, where do we make the cuts? Yes, Francis.
When we were allocating
that, you thought of irrigation.
That irrigation is under agriculture. And because it is under this, with the increase, if we cut 4%, agriculture has still an increase of 2%. I think it has increased.
Yes, exactly.
And this, this would be the 2% that we would have added to agriculture would cater for the things that they would like.
So, are we in agreement that we move 4 percentage points to water and natural resources and leave agriculture with 5?
Yes.
And then keep education at 25 and general economic at 1?
Yes.
Is there anyone in disagreement? This is where now minority also have a voice. Because you have to listen to them.
Who is a minority here?
By minority, I mean in terms of making the decision.
Oh.
Yes. So we are in agreement with that. Aya, June maliza tebo yetu ndio tuangalie.